Introducing Dr. Jeffrey.
Welcome to the show. My name is Dr. Damages. We are coming to you from the greatest city in the world.
New York City.
Yes. New York City is so great that world leaders have taken over the city of New York for the 76th UN General Assembly. Now, take a look at the convoy, the kind of convoy we see in New York City now. Watch. I must mention that real world leaders like Russian President Vladimir Putin, Chinese leader, and the supreme leader of North Korea are not in New York City. They're not here. They don't come to nonsense meetings like the UN General Assembly. If you want to meet them, you go to their country for a meeting, or you go to a neutral country and meet them. They don't come to New York. What is sad is that Africa has no great leader left to represent Africa at the UN. John Magufuli of Tanzania is dead. Pierre Nkurunziza of Burundi is dead. Robert Mugabe is dead. Jacob Zuma, oh, well, he's out of power. All that we have left in Africa now is the one that is always drunk, Uhuru Kenyatta of Kenya, and the one that is always boring, Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria. You know, the only real president left in Africa, Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, does not bother to come to the UN. You know, he rather spends his time with his cows. Now, on our show today, we will tell you who came to New York with President Muhammadu Buhari and who did not come. It's very important. Who came with a president is an indication of the agenda the government is bringing to the UN. Also, according to the great Femi Adesina, you know Femi, Buhari's goal in New York is to teach world leaders how to manage their economy during a pandemic. Look at the headline. I know. Not even a comedian could come up with something like this. You can't make it up. Also, Yoruba and Biafran activists and other indigenous people of Nigeria fighting for the right to self-determination in New York. They are in New York protesting. Yeah, they are waiting for Buhari. Will Buhari meet them? Or will Buhari snub them? We will show you. In fact, show you the video.
Welcome to New York, President Joe Biden. United Nations, that's President Joe Biden. Show his video. That's President Joe Biden. Nigeria people is calling for referendum. President Joe Biden, we want referendum in Nigeria.
In other news, former Aviation Minister Femi Fani-Kayode swallowed a cup of saliva that he spat out 1 year ago when he rejoined APC. Yes, his meeting with Buhari was a cover for Buhari to go out to the world and tell the world that he's reuniting Nigerians, and that those saying that he was killing his critics, those human rights groups, that he's not. He's hanging out with them. Of course, the Naira is in a free fall, and the greatest central bank governor of our time, in our lifetime, Godwin Emefiele, finally figured out the aboki that is responsible for that. It's not the one you are thinking of. It's not that one, it's another one. Now, one last thing. Did you watch the EFCC chairman as he collapsed while making a speech? No, he didn't actually collapse. You know what? Watch. Yes, the two questions all accredited medicine men in Nigeria are asking today are, one, now juju be that? The second one, no be juju be that? We will give you the right answer when we come back. But before we go, this is a leader of the Northern Nigerian Forum talking about their answer to the problems of Nigeria. It's very important that you listen to him. Just one line. Watch him.
If the rules of the game say you should vote for the candidate of your choice, vote for the candidate of your choice. If they don't like the fact that it may be a northerner who will emerge as president, too bad.
So, the Attorney General of Nigeria is in New York with President Muhammadu Buhari for the United Nations General Assembly. Now, typically, he doesn't travel with the president, but he has a lot to explain to the Americans. So he came. One is the FBI request for the extradition of Deputy Police Commissioner Abba Kyari. Yes, that the man has left the police force and is now a teller is not enough reason not to bring him to America to answer to the Americans. Now, for those who do not know him, Abba Kyari was our one-time super police officer wanted in California to answer charges that he assisted Hush Puppy in his crime. Now, for those who have forgotten, Abba Kyari is indicted in a U.S. court for conspiracy in a $1.1 million fraud with Hush Puppy. A local panel set up by the IG of police found Abba Kyari guilty of breaking laws and communicating with Hush Puppy, making it tough for Attorney General Malami to play games with the Americans. The man will use all his senior advocates of Nigeria's brain to explain to the Americans that Abba Kyari did not commit any crime on U.S. soil and as such should not be extradited. Anyway, Attorney General Malami, his job is all set out for him, you know. We also answer questions about Issa Pantami. I know. Yeah, some of you must have forgotten, but no, not the Americans. You know the U.S. wants to help Nigeria locate sponsors of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Yes. Now, when the U.S. says they want to help, you know, it means that it has leads, names, videos. And you can bet that they have the videos, the Americans, they have the videos of Issa Pantami supporting the Taliban and other terrorist groups. They have the video. And you wonder why he didn't come with Buhari to America. Now, his case is one of those in the files that Attorney General Malami brought to America. Watch out. In the next few weeks, we will know what they traded in for the Americans to leave Abba Kyari alone or to leave Issa Pantami out of this, you know, get them off the hook. You know, they have to say, okay, take this, we'll give you this, you know. Now, to tell you how serious this trip to America is, Babagana Mungunu, the National Security Advisor to Nigeria, came along. So did the Director General of National Intelligence Agency, el-Rufai, Abubakar. Yes, it is all about intelligence. The Americans have questions and they want answers. And they want to hear from the horse's mouth, not from small people, not even from Buhari, no kidding. May God help Nigeria. Now, for ordinary Nigerians like us watching from the sideline, you know, we can only sing this song, you know. Glory is a holy, come on, give it to them.
Glory is a glory, and glory I wanna give us. Oh Lord, the one in man, you are to our Lord.
We'll be right back. Few days after former Aviation Minister Femi Fani-Kayode switched party and joined APC, many Nigerians are still angry. And that includes members of the APC. Look at the headline. They're angry. They're angry because the prodigal son has come home. But is Femi really a prodigal son? Is he not more like an abiku, you know, or an obanje, you know? Is he not a former bipolar patient who got cured of the illness only to be infected by multiple personality syndrome? Listen to him.
One of the main reasons, apart from the issue of Muslim ticket, that's what I said no. Not only will I leave them, I will also expose them and fight them.
Now, in his reaction to Femi Fani-Kayode's switch to APC, former Governor Peter Obi of Anambra State told Buhari to take pictures with impactful Nigerians and not worthless, heartless, and valueless politicians switching from one political party to another. Look at the headline. Hey, JJ, that's mean. Peter Obi, come. Now, for those who do not know, Peter Obi, for the record, only switched party once from ABGA to PDP. Nothing more. but come, Peter Obi, this is not how to treat a special needs man like Femi Fani-Kayode. It's not how to treat somebody who is like that, special needs. Do you want to drive him over the edge again? Do you want him to end up in Ghana once again? Take it easy, okay?
I don't believe that the Nigerian people will ever vote for a man that believes that we should drag this country back. A man with a pitiful and disgraceful record. When he was in power, he locked people up, he created people, he killed people with retroactive legislation.
So Femi Fani-Kayode has gone mad again. This is not the first time. This is not the second time. This is not the third time. This won't be the last time. You know, it's not. But something is different this time. And that is why we are bringing it to you. Take a look.
If you will not compromise the government, God said you will rule this country. Lord, we bring every one of you to fruit.
Yes, you see, it is that pastor's fault. He triggered it all. You know, he was the one who placed inside Femi Fani-Kayode's head that he will be the president of Nigeria. The pastor didn't explain the vision very well. That he was president of an asylum, not a president of a country. Come on. That he will be president. He didn't wait for the vision to all clear. Make sure. There's a difference being president of an asylum and being president of a country. Anyway.
It's like you be taking start to finish my house people.
Please you.
Stop eating my food.
Hey, yeah, what a nice man. You know, very lovely, very, very homely. I tell you, this man will not hurt a fly. Show him again.
One for Sahara reporter. Hey!
This was Femi's idea of proving to the world that he was not beating his wife, that he was living at peace with the woman. The next time we heard about him, the woman had taken off from Femi's house so that Femi would not kill him with his bare hands. Now, some have said that Femi Fani-Kayode was just a spy for Buhari. They pointed out that he was hanging out with Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho only to gather information and then pass it on to Buhari's people. Now, if Femi Fani-Kayode is your best spy, forget about it. You're not going to win any war. Listen to him.
Do you know who you are talking to? Bank, I will not take any questions from this man. What type of insulting question is that?
Yes, the man will blow his own cover himself. Do you know who I am? I am President Buhari's spy. I can make you disappear like...
It's something that Nigerians, particularly Nigerians from a particular segment of society, like to say about those of us that are in the elite. And I'm not prepared to respond to such rubbish. And I'm surprised you should ask me that kind of question.
I know what you're thinking. That I'm diagnosing the wrong illness. No, I'm not. What? Do you take any kind of drugs, hard drugs, or?
Oh, please.
No.
Please. That question is an absurd one.
Well, I want to give you the chance,
question.
yeah, because I don't want to talk about other things.
It's an absurd question, and not only is it I'm not saying you're absurd.
Yeah.
It's just an absurd question.
Yeah.
And of course, they've not only said I take drugs. I've actually written it in one of my latest. They said that I also should be in jail. They said that so many disgusting, despicable things. If anybody wants to take me on the issues. Don't take on my family.
All right.
Don't say and I'll tell you what. If I sound like somebody that takes drugs, then maybe more people should take drugs because I think I talk a lot of sense. It's very, very wrong and important for people.
All right. Yes, that was a former minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Listen to Amechi.
Femi Fani-Kayode, when he was Minister of State, Minister of Aviation, Dr. Peter Odili's government gave him 2 billion naira to fix the runway. It's not there on the record of aviation. I'm the Minister of Transportation, I have that record. It's not there. He went away with the 2 billion naira.
Now, for those who do not appreciate what Femi Fani-Kayode did, here is how his neighbors welcomed him home after meeting with the president in Abuja. Watch. Yes, I know. I also went to see Buhari in New York City. Oh, yes. When I returned to my neighborhood in Brooklyn, I wanted my neighbors to welcome me home the same way they welcomed Femi Fani-Kayode when he returned. But no, they didn't. I don't know what's wrong with my neighbors. I don't know. Africa, who did this to us? Who did this to us? The US dollar rose to 575 Naira to $1 on Monday. Yeah, 2 days after the online platform Aboki FX stopped providing updates on the exchange rate. Unbelievable. The genius we have at the Nigerian Central Bank, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, had accused Aboki FX of manipulating Nigeria's exchange rate. I know. So the Central Bank of Nigeria declared Aboki FX CEO wanted. Look at the headline.
Let him come and meet me in Central Bank. Let him show his face. Those who feel they want to support him, to fight me, come out. Let's fight.
Now, immediately, as a serious Aboki would do, the CEO did not run away. He came out and issued a statement. In the statement, the CEO said that he will stop publishing Naira exchange rate from now on. Problem solved. Yeah, right. So here is how People's Gazette reported the incident. Look at the headline. Yes, it says, Aboki FX shuts down to see if it will help Naira to rise. I'm like, what? If the problem is getting Naira to rise, why not try Viagra? You know what I mean? Just saying. Nonsense. I'm sure if bandits, they start kidnapping Nigerians, Buhari's government will ask the Nigerian media to stop reporting the incident, stop counting. Oops. Oops. They've done that. Done that. Been there, done that. Hey! Africa. Terrible. Oh, this is the segment that we call preventative medicine. Yes. It's brought to you by the Open Society Initiative for West Africa, OSIWA. Now, at the United Nations, going on right now, the Secretary General lashes out at rich countries for not doing enough to help poor countries deal with COVID-19. Listen to the man.
On the one hand, we see the vaccines developed in record time, a victory of science and human ingenuity, surplus in some countries, empty shelves in others.
Yes, victory of science ended up as surplus in some countries and empty shelves in others. They're very pathetic. Watch the man.
This is a moral indictment of the state of our world. It is an obscenity. We passed the science test, but we are getting an F in ethics.
Yes, we passed the science test, but we are getting an F in ethics. Now the Secretary General so shamed the world that President Joe Biden of the United States announced that the US will be donating another 1 billion doses of Pfizer vaccine to poor countries. You see, this is what I'm telling you. Coronavirus is so stubborn that we need to remain cautious. In the meantime, wear your mask, wash your hands, maintain social distance, follow health officials' guidelines, and stay safe. Only those who made it alive at the other side of the pandemic will get a chance to tell the story. So, there is a fight going on in Nigeria over what is called value-added tax, VAT. Some states in the southern part of Nigeria are insisting that they are the ones who should collect these taxes from people and from businesses, and then give a little bit to the federal government. Leading the charge is the governors of Rivers State and Lagos State. Now, these are some of the two richest states in Nigeria. To fully understand why it is important, take a look at this video. Yes, that was the governor of Zamfara State giving bundles of Naira to soldiers. Now, the first thing that crossed my mind seeing that video was, our soldiers, they deserve better than taking crumbs from the table of this governor. The second thing that crossed my mind was, how much money does Zamfara collect in internally generated revenue. I checked. I had to. I checked, and Zamfara has the lowest in Nigeria. Oh yes, the state generates 75 million naira every month, while it collects 4.5 billion naira a month from the federal government. Look at it. Look at the figure. So, Governor Wike of Rivers State is saying, no, let each state collect VAT and send a fraction to the federal account. You know, that's how it's done all over. Now, what annoys people like Wike is that some of these northern states would destroy bottles of beer, you know, seen within their state, and then turn around to collect VAT collected from beer that people were drinking in that part of the country. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Now, Lagos State House of Assembly, they've passed a law allowing Lagos State to collect VAT. The Court of Appeal recently demanded that everybody should wait, go back to the status quo. We figure this out in court. Meanwhile, the governor of Katsina State, Buhari State, said that northern states were responsible for Lagos and Rivers State economic development. Look at the headline. Hey, do we have the man on audio, you know, talking out? Sometimes it's good to hear them open their mouth, the one they used to eat to go shinkafe, to say these kind of things. Anyway, when asked to explain, the governor said that southern states were just joking, that the north will never let the states collect VAT. And I'm like, why are they fighting these things? Why are they so angry? You know? Now, you would think that after hanging out with bandits and trying to bribe them without success, that the governor of Katsina State, that the man will know the difference between a bandit in the bush and a bandit in a government house. No. I guess it's hard to use your teeth to count your tongue. Sasha! Tweet that out. Nonsense. I will need to be smiling this day. I need to be happy, you know, despite all this. Next. Now, this is something that we call secrets of picture. Now, it's based on the premise that a picture is worth more than 1,000 words. Word. Yeah. Secrets of Pictures is brought to you by Travel Documents. The most common complaint that I get in emails is the challenges Nigerians face when they want to renew their passports or obtain travel documents from our embassies and consulates worldwide. The frustration is legendary. Well, if you live in the US or Canada, help is just a phone call away. The people of Travel Document Express are here to help. They will process passport renewal and new applications for you. They will also help you with visa applications, business and tourist visas, and expatriates work permits. Do you need travel certificates? They will help you get that. To capital, they can also help you get your airline tickets to all African destinations. Here is the number to call for assistance: 713-429-7305. Let me know. Tell them Dr. Damidi sent you. Now, the picture you are looking at is that of a chameleon striking a pose in a garden. Look at it. Now, the chameleon didn't care what you thought about it. You know, the picture was taken somewhere in Europe. And guess what? The name of the chameleon is Femi Fani-Kayode. You can't make this up. But look at it again. What do you think? Striking a pose like somebody who, I don't care. Femi Fani-Kayode doesn't care what you people talk about him. He doesn't care. Okay. I made it up. It wasn't named after him. I'm just saying. I like the picture and I think you will like it. Just look at it again. Isn't that wonderful? It's real. They watch us. All these animals you see. Yes, your cat is watching you. Your dog is watching you. Yeah. Here are some stories making headline news across African newspapers this week. As always, headline news is brought to you by Help Me Waka. Help Me Waka, the people who run errands for you in Nigeria and in Ghana. You Dr. Damages, I hereby sentence you. No, my patients will die. Who will take care of my patients? You, Dr. Damages, I hereby sentence you to 12 months in prison with hard labor for neglecting your family and especially your father who did everything to get you where you are today. No.
Daddy, wake up. What's wrong?
I had a terrible nightmare. A judge sentenced me to prison for neglecting grandpa.
Did you not give him your Easter food items?
I'm a busy doctor.
In that case,
if I catch you,
Daddy, it's very easy. Go to helpmewaka.com, choose any food item anywhere in Nigeria or Ghana. Gari, chicken, rice, yam, anything you want. Make their Easter great.
I will do just that.
You better, because next time it'll be your village people that come for you.
I cover myself with the blood of Jesus.
See, Nagodu.
Yeah. All right. Ooh, the first story is unbelievable. We have obtained CCTV and other evidence of how Buhari's regime kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu in Nairobi, says Nnamdi's Kenyan lawyer. Oh, look at it. No way. You know? So unlike Buhari's attempt at kidnapping Umar Diko in the 1980s, we have video evidence this time. Just watch and see what will happen to him this time around. That make me laugh. No, I'm just serious. Is he not in the UN? Just watch and see what will happen to him. The world is not fair. Next, this happened over there at the UN. Pro-Buhari and anti-Buhari protesters clash in New York City before Buhari's speech. Take a look. Do we have the video? Show them the video.
Nothing in common.
Stronger together.
Stronger Nigeria.
Stronger together.
Weaker together.
Stronger together.
Weaker together.
While one side sounded passionate, you know, they believe in what they're doing, the other side sounded very induced. If you know what I mean. Look at them. They look induced and they sound induced. You know, there's no passion in what they're doing. Anyway, next. Buhari regime will not name or shame Boko Haram financiers, says Femi Adesina. That Buhari will not name them or shame them. What would he do? The great Femi Adesina said that naming and shaming them will not be the motive. So what's the motive, Femi? He said that the motive is to bring them to justice. Amazing, of course. Now, unless they suddenly become repentant. And in that case, if that happens, you know, we have to take care of them, pay them, and send them abroad, and encourage them to run for president, you know? Nonsense. Next. My man, the Beribe man, Agafulefu. Okorocha, my vision for united Nigeria, driving me crazy. Hi! Iberibe, you know, no. Why are you laughing now? Why are you laughing? Eh? This is a good time. We have the chance now to twist the knob a little bit, you know, a little more, to see if it will take his craziness to the next level. You know what I mean? To the market square. That is what is left for us to do. Once he starts dancing in the market square, we turn back and watch. We just watch. Anyway, driving him crazy. Can this craziness take him to the next level? Nonsense. Next. Oh! Hakim Baba Ahmed says, if another Northerner is elected president, heaven will not fall. Of course, we know. We don't have any doubt about that. Now, what we fear is that the man implied when he said this. Play the video.
We will lead Nigeria the way we have led Nigeria before. Whether we are president or vice president or whatever, we will lead Nigeria.
No, we don't want you to lead Nigeria the way you have led it. No, we want you to lead Nigeria the way you think you have led it. That is the big difference there. The way you think. I know that in your head you thought that your people will lead Nigeria this way, but actually this is the way. People don't get it. It happens. People don't get it. You know, they're thinking something else, and it's something else that we are seeing. Next. Oh, this is unbelievable. The House of Reps kick against Buhari's appointment of two Northerners as chairman and secretary of the Federal Character Commission. look at the headline. I'm done with Buhari. I'm done. Can you believe it? If the man did not care about federal character while appointing people to the Federal Character Commission, do you think he will care about federal character when appointing people to the Ministry of Fulani Headsmen? Do you think so? Obodojo, bad country, bad leadership. Federal Character Commission, that's when you say, okay, let me open my eyes and make sure that he follows the federal character thing. But no, he didn't care. Is it when he's appointing people to the Fulani ministry that he will care? No. Nonsense. One last one. We don't have time. We gotta go. Oh, 6 out of 10 children in Nigeria brought for DNA test. Pay attention. Are not fathered by their supposed fathers. I'm not the one. It's the scientists that did this study. 6 out of every 10 that were brought in for DNA tests. So it's 6 out of, it's kind of more than half now, is it? I can't do that calculation. More than half. 6 out of 10. Yeah. So are they telling me that there is a chance that Femi Fani-Kayode is not the son of his father? It's not the son of his father? Nah. It's impossible. It's not possible. Why are you picking on Femi? Yeah? He has passed through a lot. Leave him alone. Anyway. That's all the time we have. Please keep following us on Twitter at
Dr. Damages.
And on Instagram at
Dr. Damages.
And on Facebook at
Dr. Damages.
Now, you can also support us by going to patreon.com/Dr. Damages. Any amount of money you can give, $1, $2. That's how we survive and keep bringing you these stories, these shows and these stories and all the work involved in it. Now, here is my concern for today. It's taken from page 419 of the book, The Last Testament by Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Hey, this is a German name. And it says, silence in the face of evil is itself evil. God will not hold us guiltless. Not to speak is to speak. Not to act is to act. Think about it. Think about it. Do I have to repeat it? Silence in the face of evil is evil. Yes. God will not hold us guiltless. Not to speak is to speak. Not to act is to act. Until next week, I'm Dr. Damages. I diagnose. Woo! Thank you. You tried. We are approaching 50,000. I'm counting on you. 1,020 or so more. Click. Subscription. We'll get to 50,000. That's when they start paying attention to us. They will start, when our email goes to YouTube, they will open it. But until then, they don't care. I'm telling you. Thank you. You can do it. Thank you. You can click. Thank you. Yes. That's my man. Yes. Thank you, madam. I appreciate it. Ask your child to help you if you don't know. It doesn't cost money now. Just click. Bim. You have an account, YouTube account. Click. You have a Gmail account. Click. That's it. Thank you. Hopefully by Christmas. I want something respectable. You know, how many people are following you on Instagram? 50,000. How many are following you on Twitter? 50,000. How many are following you on YouTube? That's a little bit, yeah, you are the lowest level of respectability. You know, that's what we're aiming for. Thank you.